Okay, Shalom. I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Respect and honor to the elders. Great millstone. And salutation to all you brothers out there pushing this word with sincerity and truth. This is another episode of Performing Arts. This is your brother Shema Basar. I want to go over Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. We're going to meditate on that real quick. Okay? And it reads, "You shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish out from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord, your power which I command you." All right? So, I want to expound on that because the word diminish, in that key word, we're going to read it again, but the word diminish is fall back. And I wanted to touch on that because I remember maybe just not too long ago, maybe like last year sometime, a year ago, that I was part of a camp. We out there teaching, you know what I'm saying? We doing the Passover and stuff like that. And we were doing some of the stuff with other brothers and stuff like that, bigging us up, going out there on the highways and byways. We had a little corner. And now you look at the videos and you look at their site, and these are the brothers that you've been with, and the Lord separate you from them if they ain't right. So some of these brothers now that you look on their YouTube page, they're diminished. They fall back. They took their hand up the plow. You don't hear them talk about the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah. But I thank the Lord. I give all praises. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. That He took me from among them. And at the time, you was like, oh man, why are we breaking this? As a group, as a sect, we all going our own way. And it was right here, it was comfortable, it was right here amongst Long Island where you was at. You know what I'm saying? All you brothers have to go like 15 minutes to go meet with each other. And the Lord trying to show you something. See, the Lord do things in His time. And even with that can't just disappear. You know what I'm saying? The video disappeared. Now you go on my website, Shema Basar, you'll see that I still been pushing that plow. I still been dropping the video. I still been out there on my own. You know, when you follow my thing, follow my YouTube channel, I still stay consistent. I stay consistent with this. Now, what if I was listening to these guys? That's why you have to make this truth your own, man. Not with how much you like other brothers or how much you might like a person. Because just because you may like a person and they may be cool, that don't mean that person is right for you when it's coming to dealing with the Lord's work. You know, you might like this person. That's a cool brother. Yeah, he's cool for that, but he's not cool for the Lord's work. They're not cool for the Lord's work. Read it again. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 4. It says, "You shall not add unto this word which I command you, neither shall you diminish out from it." Yeah, diminish out from it. Stop it. You can't go six, and that's what one of my first teachers, so-called not first teachers, but I wouldn't say my first teacher. He shared good information with me. He shared a lot of good information, and always remember this too. Just because someone shared edifying information doesn't mean that you're your teacher. Okay? I'll say that again. Just because someone shares edifying information doesn't mean that they're your teacher. And what qualifies the person as being a teacher? They're diligent. They're not going to be here one day and the next 2 days unless the Lord take them out and they die. But if they still here and they healthy, they got a phone or whatever like that, they're supposed to stay consistent with teaching this word. Not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they off to a fucking Las Vegas party and some kind of vacation. Excuse me. You know, so I don't qualify that person as a teacher or as my teacher. I qualify a person that's a teacher that's constantly consistent. Okay? That's like you coming on a job. You coming on a job, when you're on a job, the boss, he gives praises and he moves a person up that's consistent, that they're there every day. They're clocking in on time. They're diligent with the work. So they promote them. Not a guy that stays there for the first month. He's hot. He's on fire. Oh, look at this guy. He's doing this and that. And then he fizzles out. The third month, he fizzles out. Where he at? You can't find him. All right? So when it says, you should not add unto this word, you should not add unto the word which I command you. Right. And that's another topic too. But adding on to it, you want to add something into it to make it spicy. The Lord don't need you to add something into this to make it spicy. Say what the word is meant to say. Say it word by word. With the Lord written in. The Lord don't need a puny human or a puny man to spice up his word. When his word is it's sufficient enough. So when brothers get on there and add on to this word to make them look, to spice it up, to add on to it, and it don't even mean that, and it has nothing to do with that, you adding on plagues to yourself. You adding on curses to yourself. And then here's another thing. You got brothers, right, that'll tell you this scripture's not right. This ain't right, and this ain't right, right? But then even Tahar even said this. I give him props on that. Look at his YouTube channel. Look at his YouTube channel. These niggas is healthy. They real healthy. They young, strong. Some of them is young, strong. They like in their prime, younger than me, like 30-something, 25 years old. And they're telling you the scriptures that how you teach it is wrong, but they don't have, now all of a sudden they become master teachers. As students, now they telling you, you broke this down wrong, and stuff like that. And they don't even know how to break down certain simple scriptures that didn't tell you don't know how to read it right. Because they want to add on something that they found. They think that they're so deep, and they found something new to the scriptures that nobody else see. Then you find out a lot of them is so phony. You be like, how'd you get this? Where'd you get this from, right? Oh, the Lord gave it to me. The Lord gave it to you. And it don't even add up to the history, the background of it, or nothing like it. And find out that they got it from another YouTube video from another person. Actresses. So they adding on to the word. Then they being scoffers at the same time. And then it goes back, you should not diminish from it. How you gonna tell another man what he's saying, what he's not saying, and you ain't never been on the field, never been on the front line? You don't even got a YouTube channel, and you're very healthy. You're strong, you're in your primes. Or you got, look, even to the sick man, he may not can stand out on the block all day on his feet because he might have something with his feet, but he can still produce, he can still edify in his home with this technology we have. He can still do that. What's your answer? What's your excuse for that? What's your excuse for that? You love the Lord so much. Why you don't have a video channel that you can teach and drop down and show the people that your video, this is such and such. Oh, they're making an excuse. They took my channel down. So you make another damn channel. But then they'll come back and say, oh, I don't like the teachers that taught you. It's wrong, this is wrong, and stuff like that. But back in the day, they was bigging these teachers up. First of all, one thing I like about this, I like ruggedness when it comes to teaching. Everybody's not being ruggedness. Everybody's not meant for that. But everybody should have those qualifications. Because we living in a time of ruggedness. We living in a time of plagues. All against it, like back in the days of Egypt again. That's hard times. What does it say? The Lord will show you hard times. Okay? COVID-19. Today is just for edification. Today is March 28th. And it's 6:45 a.m. Okay? So this is what all the people try to tell you what you need to do and what you ain't doing, and what you're doing, what you should be doing, and what you ain't doing. And these niggas ain't doing anything at all. They're not producing at all. You don't see no fruit from them. But they got a nerve to teach you how to teach. And another thing too, if you taught somebody and you had videos and you had people over your house for dinner and y'all had the Passover and stuff like that, and they didn't get it for the last 3 years, 4 years, we don't got time to keep playing with them. We don't got to keep time to keep going over it back and forth with them. They're playing. It's just like somebody that wants to be part of something. You don't show them the same thing that you done told them 3 years ago. You late, buddy. You late. They wasting your time. They probably want to set you up to borrow money from you. So they're acting like they're interested in what you're saying. Anyway, keep your eyes on the prize. You know, I feel like through the spirit that I needed to say that. Everybody's talking what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And everybody don't have a video. Everybody's not out there put with their hand on the plow. They talking shit, but they have nothing to back it up. That's like a guy with a big mouth with muscle, but then when you actually put hands and foot on him, he ain't about nothing. A lot of you brothers and sisters ain't about nothing. You just talking with mouth. Lip service with the Most High. You try to act like you're doing so much when it's coming to concerning of the Lord's dealings, you act like you do so much and you ain't got nothing on it. You ain't got no video, nothing to edify. You're not out in the street or nothing. But then when a man that's been out there for 4 or 5 years that's out there and still goes out there and still being edifying, and you have nothing, how could you say something to him? You don't even have no word. Even if he was speaking wrong, he got more flavor and fruit on his tree than you do, because you're not doing anything. I'll say that again. Even if he was speaking wrong and he didn't know what he was speaking, that should give you more ammunition to speak, because you know what you're talking about. But he's doing wrong according to you, but he's teaching, he's edifying, he don't know the scriptures, and he's going wrong. It should give you ammunition, because you know what's right, and you know you know how to break it down. You should have all types of videos correcting him, or all types of videos and being out on the street, because you got ammunition. You understand all these things. He don't. But that shows you that what you about, because you got so much knowledge that you claim that you have, but you're not producing no videos, no edifying, not on the street at all. But you're saying this man is wrong, and he got so much videos and so much street teaching laying down on his life on the line, whether he's by himself or with a group, and you have nothing. Shalom. Another episode of Performing Arts, Brother Shema Bassar. You know what I'm saying? Stay blessed out there, stay protected, and continue to praise the Lord. We know what time we in. You know, we know what time we in. Shalom.